Hey everyone, hope they're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go through our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these subjects and topics, looking for potential investment opportunities, sharing those opportunities with everyone in the community, and answering your guys' questions. We still have a special coupon code. Special is the coupon code for 50% off the first month only to try it out. And you can get a larger discount on the yearly membership if you like to move into the yearly membership. So let's dive in there, take a look, see what's going on today. Starting with the DXY, we've got strength across the board in interest rates. And guess what transpired? A stronger dollar. So we still have this back and forth between sellers, buyers, sellers, and we are going back and forth with interest rates and the dollar here. So the dollar is holding steady. It is above support. The support that I'm talking about is this guy through here. And it hasn't fallen or advanced yet. And I think it's waiting or looking at what yields are doing. So yields, the 2-year yield, big move higher today. Now we're on the bottom side of this. So we kind of topped out, falling wedge. This is an interesting setup here. This setup here, this outer setup, that big outer setup, that's a bullish setup to go higher. This setup here is also a bullish setup to go higher. But we did break to the downside here, and we're below this resistance level. Now this resistance line, it's only really this one here and this one here. It's not a real strong one, but we'll see what happens. 2-year yield, given today how strong we moved and where we closed, we'll see if we can punch through this resistance line that's right ahead of us. The 10-year yield is higher at 1.2% today. This is a falling wedge that's generally bullish, but we fell out of the wedge to the downside on these two big down candlesticks. We're still above all of this bigger pattern here. We are on top of it, and that still looks good to go higher for the 10-year yield. And then the 30-year yield is the 10-year yield. We've got this big pattern through here, that big pattern there. We've broken that to the upside. We're doing our return move, and it does look like we could head higher. Do we still have a little bit left where it might come down and tag it? It's still possible. But overall, longer term, I think yields are going to go up. TYX, TNX ratio pulling back or inverting a little bit. When this inverts, it's not a tailwind for precious metals. Usually, precious metals do really well when you come from a low area, go up to a high area. Now, are they in there jacking with this stuff? They very well could be. I mean, look how long we've been down here for. Looking at history, there was this here that was down for a while, and that's about it. We haven't really been this inverted for this length of period of time. TLT bond prices slightly lower. There we are. We're going to fill this gap here. Very possible. And again, when interest rates go up, bond yields go down. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with yields on the longer term. So I think longer term bond prices will stay down or go lower. The 2 and 10, it's inverting. So we saw that the 2-year was up a lot more than the 10-year. So that's inverting the curve on up. And here we are coming back on up, inverting where we could come back up here perhaps. Now this is throwing everyone off. Everyone's calling for a recession, all that stuff. And recession, so I mean, just to kind of make these calls, it's generally easy to buy gold here and buy oil there, kind of like, and just go back and forth. But what happens when you come down and you never really kind of unwind it all? And you're kind of in this middle land here where people are like, are we going to get a recession? Are we going to reinvert? This is a difficult area. And there's reasons where maybe we come back up and invert the curve again and get everybody off sides. Gold up $10 an ounce. Have a little bit of a wick at the top, which means there's some selling pressure up there. But overall, I mean, this is looking pretty good, and it's had a pretty big move. Silver down 1.28%. We're still above this pattern here, and we've broken to the upside. Maybe we're getting our first kind of return move before we head higher again. But it looks good from a longer term perspective. Platinum down 1%. This looks like it wants to go down in the short term. You see these kind of like something like that. But we're still inside of this gigantic pattern here, trying to break out. And I think when we break, it'll be a real fun ride. I really like to see platinum outperform gold. That's that capital rotation event occurring. And I think it will occur. We're just not quite there yet. We're getting close. Palladium, we are down 1.5%. We've been pulling on back here the past week or so. And looks like maybe we could head all the way back here and do another retest. That wouldn't be too bad if it does that. GDX down slightly. Yeah, it's a bearish engulfing there. GDXJ, a little bearish engulfing, and SILJ. So we could see a little bit of downside selling pressure or sideways action before moving higher based off the bearish engulfing candlestick that we got today. Maybe it's because we're coming up to some resistance through here and getting some resistance on the underside of that, kind of all this resistance there. XAU to gold ratio, another little bearish engulfing. We could head a little bit lower or go sideways. But again, we're coming from just ridiculously low prices. Gold and silver mining companies, really cheap to gold in this area down here. Crude oil up about 0.5% or so. And we're in the weak month. This is I think one of the weaker months for oil in terms of seasonality. So we'll see if we can get some support here and try to turn this around over the next month or two to break out and head into summer, which is summer driving season. And generally, investors kind of front run that. It usually starts going up in about March. TTF gas up 2.77%. I like it. Here we go. We're starting to break out. This could be a runner. It could be a runner here in TTF nat gas as we break on out here. So that's looking real good for TTF nat gas. Natural gas in America down 2.9%. This kind of has me thinking that we could come back to this area back here, maybe 2.8 or so. Inverted flag pattern is what the possibility is there. We broke out of this uptrend line and we've got a flag. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, down 0.5%. We're back slightly above this support line and below resistance of the neckline. I'm waiting for this thing to break, guys. I'm not really waiting. I mean, I will be excited when it breaks. I don't think I don't think we're going to come all the way back down here unless we get a recession. We would be seeing interest rates fall. I think, and the 2 and 10 fall, which we're not seeing. We're seeing it invert. So it makes me think that it still has a very good chance of breaking higher. OIH down about 0.5%, holding steady at this moment. We've got a nice big bullish engulfing here. We have a bearish engulfing here, and we don't have much follow through here. So when I see stuff like this, you just got to wait and see what the markets do. Newcastle coal futures down 2.4%. Looks like it's going after a full retest here, but I do think it's trying to bottom right where it's at. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust down slightly, down 0.44%. It looks like we're trying to put in a bottom here, kind of like a double bottom somewhere in this range right where we're at. If I were to guess, it's a bounce and then small selling pressure kind of leaking out is what I'm seeing. We're still in this bigger flag pattern here. There's the flag, so everything looks good. You just got to be patient. Uranium futures pricing also putting in a monstrous wedge. We can tighten this up a little bit like this. We're just wedging out here right into the corner. Look at that thing. We'll see if we can break to the upside. This is generally a bullish formation. You get a breakout, you get a retest, and then this is your ideal buy point. This is your base. This is your stage two. And then we go into a big bull market coming, I don't know, wherever it wants to go way up there. But that's what I see in the charts there. I would view it as bullish. URA, got a little guy flying there too. URA is looking good, up 2.6%. Again, guys, I think people are too impatient. I've been holding on to my uranium stuff for a long time now. I drew this downtrend line right here. See, in April of 2020, I didn't buy it in April in 2020. I bought it right here in October, November of 2020. You go back and look at my old videos. And I didn't buy URA. I bought a whole bunch of individual companies. So my buy point was here. You know what I've done? Nothing, 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 nothing. I accumulated some down here, and then nothing, 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 nothing. Person who does nothing makes the most amount of money. That is what I have done. So URNM also tracking sideways there, along with URNJ. Just looks like we're trying to like track sideways and come to a point. We did enter this from the downside, so maybe we have one last flushed out scare of all the retail investors who have uranium in their names on Twitter because they somehow struggle to hold. Copper. Jesus, look at the size of that candlestick. 3% up day, looking fantastic, copper. No one could have projected this. I mean, we just had this gigantic three-hump consolidation. The false breakout to the slingshot up, retest, boom, gone. Now, copper, if you guys look at the fundamentals, they look fantastic. I'm sitting with a couple of big copper positions that I purchased a very long time ago. And when I mean a very long time ago, I'm talking back like 2016, 17, 18 time frame. And I've been getting paid dividends the whole time, and it's really starting to move. If we get up, I mean, this is going to go, and I don't know where the copper is going to come from in the future. Like, I really don't know. The copper companies are not exactly cheap at the moment, but this is breaking out, and it looks really good. COPX also up today, up 1.8%. Iron ore up 0.75. Does this look like an opportunity? It sure damn does. This looks incredible here, guys. We're starting to break out. What I'm looking at and what makes me a little bit more giddy here is I can just throw a little trend line here. So just throw a little trend line through there, right? And we are starting to break above that trend line. Then we start to go horizontal, and we're looking for trend lines that are sideways. So we're trying to create a new high. So we want to get a higher high and higher lows and get into that uptrend. So that looks really good. I have some ideas around iron ore companies and steel companies, and they've been on my buy list of my midweek updates that we have on the website. Aluminum's looking good. It hasn't broken out yet. The fireworks have not been shot or released. So we are still pre-firework release. We've got low, higher low, higher low, higher low coming right up into it. So I do think that we're going to break on aluminum, have a big old run, and the company that we are in is going to go like this. It's going to go way up. Nickel also looking a lot better. We've got a nice big bullish engulfing candlestick here. This is the time to start looking. Up 2.6%, nice little bullish engulfing. We have one here and here. I tried breaking lower, failed, and I think that we'll probably see this work its way on up. A lot of the other base metals like iron ore, aluminum, copper, they all look good too, and I got a lump nickel in there. Move down 0.45%. What are you doing? Going the wrong way. A little bit of resistance there, came on back. We'll probably create a higher low wherever it is. But I do look at this from a positive perspective as a lot of the soft commodities look pretty good. Emerging markets slightly lower today. We've got that inverted head and shoulders there, and down 0.09% flat day today. So we've just been jogging sideways here. We're waiting for money flows to transfer out of dollar-denominated assets over to emerging markets. It's going to take a little bit of time. Patience, weaker dollar, it'll come. Dollar was stronger today. It was stronger today. KRE down a little bit, 1.33, still above support through there. We've got TAN sideways. We've got lithium sideways, and we've got REMX sideways, all above a lot of these support levels. For lithium, REMX, and TAN, that doesn't need support. That needs more like life support. Baltic Dry Index up 2.85%. I think this looks fantastic for potential entry points in dry bulk shipping. This is really cheap. If you look at the green line, that little dotted green line going across, if I were to put a horizontal line there, is put right here. Here it is. So right there, right? Look what's below that line. Here, we've got a little bit here on this falling wedge, a little bit here, little bit there, and where we are today is where we're at. So if I were to draw a distribution curve, right? Your distribution would be nothing here. You've got a lot of stuff through here, and then you'd come up and it kind of does like a tail, right? Because there's hardly any distribution there. I'll put it like that. Make this the bottom there. So the majority of times it's all through there. That's the majority of it there. And then you get out to the outer edges and you've got less trading there. Now, if you look and you look at the edge where we're at today, there's not much times in history that it's cheaper. So that is a trick that I deploy, free for everyone to watch this, where I buy things where things are down here. So it would have been incredibly lucrative to buy this in 2020 of May because it was down there, irrespective. And this would have been a 10 bagger going on. Not Baltic Dry Index, but a lot of the companies that are in it. I think it could be possible again. XHB down 2.45%. This is still a bullish formation there, but it is on the backside of a rising wedge, not the best of setups. We're getting a little bit more selling pressure today. We'll see if we get follow through. 10-year yield is the driver of that. Russell 2000 down. I think if yields continue higher, these are going to get a tropical force winds in their face. So it's just a wind in their face pushing you down as interest rates go up. S&P 500 down again, and then the NASDAQ down too. And the 10-year yield was up 1.19%. We're at about 4.5%. SMCI up. We had a breakout here. That's looking better, like it wants to continue higher. I'm not buying this. That's not a recommendation. NVIDIA up 0.9%, right underneath resistance. Bitcoin down slightly, looking a little bit on the weaker side here. Ethereum down 3.5%. It's losing its mojo, guys. What's going on here, boys? It's losing its mojo. Well, I mean, I'm just looking at this. I mean, this looks like a big head and shoulder topping pattern. It came down and then we came back up again. I don't know. It doesn't look very good. It looks like we could go lower in Ethereum. All I was thinking about right there was just why would these people buy coins off of a network? The network's worth the money, not the coins. The coins aren't worth anything. But anyway, and then MicroStrategy. I think they're going to change the name to Strategy. I don't know, something like that. It still looks okay. We've got a nice big bullish engulfing, small red candlesticks. It still looks like it could potentially go higher. I'm sure it's just going to follow what Bitcoin does. And then the VIX, VIX up 6.84. That could roll higher here. That's a bullish engulfing where maybe the volatility is going to kick up and we could see some selling pressure in the S&P to the downside. It's possible. But that's what we've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. Special is the coupon code. If you'd like to join, we've got a 5 p.m. Mountain Time Sunday question and answer session. Bring your questions. I'm here ready to answer whatever questions you guys bring. Ask the hard stuff. I'll probably go over a little bit of where we're at in the cycle too, kind of connect some dots for everybody, just to kind of give you an opinion of where I think we're at. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. See ya.